Very unusual night.
I'm just saying a coincidence is possible.
I mean, damn. It's hard for me to keep going along with this guy.
Where did that come from?
Welcome back for another movie reaction, and today we'll be watching 12 Angry Men, directed by Sidney Lumet. What I do know about this movie, the 12 men it's referring to are a jury, and the man on trial is Puerto Rican. I don't know what the crime is. I don't know where it takes place. All I know is that Sidney Lumet is directing this. I watched Network a few weeks back, and it's in my top 10. I have high hopes for this one as well. So let's get into this. Before we begin, I do want to remind you that you can vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. If not, just make sure you subscribe or leave a thumbs up on this video if you do enjoy it. It really helps my channel reach a wider audience, and I greatly appreciate it. But now, it's time for the show. Let's go.
Reasonable doubt in your minds as to the guilt of the accused, then you must bring me a verdict of not guilty. Your verdict must be unanimous.
Reasonable doubt, that's the thing. Such a loose term. It really applies to the individual, the one on the jury making the decision. Someone's on trial for murder. Gotta take your time with it. See, these names look familiar. If it was like clear as day that he killed somebody, I don't think this would be a movie. This has to be about morality and shit, shit like that.
I've never been on a jury before.
I've sat on many juries, even when it's an open and shut case like this one.
Well, I guess they're entitled.
Well, from one of the jurors, we already hear that it's an open and shut case, but he could just be a prick.
I tell you, we were lucky to get a murder case. I figured that's for an assault or burglary. Boy, they can be the dullest. That the Woolworth building?
That's right.
Who would be hyped to be on a murder jury?
I run a messenger service. Got 37 men working. Started with nothing.
Okay, man, let's take our seats, huh?
So the guy who feels like it's an open and shut case started a business from nothing. 37 employees, you know, that's really good. So nothing was given to him, and he thinks this kid is guilty off the rip.
We can discuss it first and then vote on it.
I think it's customary to take a preliminary vote.
Let's vote. Who knows? Maybe we can all get out of here, huh?
There's no way for her murder. This should be a preliminary vote. What the fuck? I've never been on a jury. If some shit is just open and shut like that.
All those voting guilty, please raise your hands. 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, that's 11 guilty.
Damn, they gave that dude the stink eye.
I mean, you sat in court with the rest of us. You heard what we did. He stabbed his own father. Proved it a dozen different ways in court. Would you like me to list them for you?
Yes, please. We didn't hear it.
We can't decide it in 5 minutes, supposing we're wrong.
Supposing this whole building should fall down on my head, you can suppose anything. Suppose we do it in 5 minutes, so what?
I'm glad there's a holdout, though, and he wants to talk about this shit. Thank God. And he's making a lot of sense about not deciding someone's fate in 5 minutes.
You're not going to tell me that we're supposed to believe this kid knowing what he is? Listen, I've lived among them all my life. Can't believe a word they say.
And there's the racist. So I'm just going to completely negate his opinion.
Perhaps if the gentleman down there is disagreeing with us, perhaps you could tell us why. You know, let us know what you're thinking, and we might be able to show you where you're mixed up.
Oh my God, it's like he's looking and talking to me.
The old man lived downstairs under the room where the killing took place. He heard the kid yell out, "I'm gonna kill you." Second later, he heard a body hit the floor.
Someone's word. It's not really fact.
What about the woman across the street?
That's right. She was the one who actually saw the killing.
Now, let's go on order here, huh? Just a minute.
Someone actually saw him do it?
She swore she saw him do it.
Through the windows of a passing L train.
This L train had no passengers on it. Just being moved downtown. The lights were out, remember?
Oh my God, through a train? It's all about who do you believe back then, before there was like technology and forensics and all this extra stuff. It was all people's word.
They heard an argument. They couldn't hear what it was about. You heard the father hit the boy twice. Finally, they saw the boy run angrily out of the house. What does that prove?
It's not looking good. I mean, I wouldn't say he's guilty, but shit.
He's been arrested for mugging. Picked up twice for knife fighting. You know, they say he's real handy with a knife. Oh, this is a very fine boy.
I feel like a lot of juries would have just said, like back then would have just said, fuck it, open shut case.
This boy, let's say he's the product of a broken home and a filthy neighborhood. We can't help that. We're here to decide whether he's innocent or guilty, not to go into the reasons.
How much does someone blame society or the environment or their parents to the point where you don't blame the kid?
I've lived in a slum all my life. Maybe you can still smell it on me.
Come on now, there's nothing personal
Oh,
about
now, there
this.
was something personal. Come on, let's not be so sensitive.
Everyone's offended by something, whether it's race, class, ethics, like him deciding that the dude's not really guilty, just plain as day.
I'd have asked for another lawyer, I think. If I was on trial for my life, I'd want my lawyer to tear the prosecution witnesses to shreds, or at least try to.
The lawyer didn't put up a good enough defense. That does happen as well.
The knife this fine, upright boy admitted buying the night of the killing. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get it in here and look at it.
He admitted to buying the knife that was used to kill him. People get framed. Shit.
Very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to the boy.
I'm just saying a coincidence is possible.
I mean, damn. It's hard for me to keep going along with this guy.
Where did that come from? I walked through the boy's neighborhood. I bought that in a little pawn shop just 2 blocks from the boy's house. It cost $6.
Oh, shit. He just... Oh, my God. Right when I was... The whole thing was that it was a one of a kind. There was no other knife like it. That's why I'm like, it's kind of hard. Then he fucking threw it out. He's like, bro, I have one.
There are 11 votes for guilty. Taking a guilty verdict to the judge right now. But if anyone votes not guilty, stay here and talk it out. If you want to try it, I'm ready.
Oh, shit. Damn, because it's all about people saving face. They could really think he's not guilty, but won't say anything because they don't want to hold shit up.
Guilty. 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 Not guilty. Guilty. How do you like that?
They're all pissed because people don't think like they do, because they actually have to put some effort into this.
Now, he doesn't say the boy is not guilty. He just isn't sure. Well, it's not easy to stand alone against the ridicule of others.
That's why he made it an anonymous vote, because little shit like that will keep you from speaking your heart, the truth. Fuck what other people think.
As I was telling you, in an agency, when we reach a point like this, always some character ready with an idea, see? They sometimes precede their idea with a little phrase, see, like...
He looks like someone straight out of Mad Men. He just screams ads, sales, money.
And what are you getting out of this, kicks? Did somebody bump you on the head one time and you haven't gotten over it? You know, you do-gooders are all alike. Blowing the stacks over some guy in fan.
He's calling him, just saying he doesn't think this dude is clear as day, 100% killed him, as being a do-gooder.
Supposing you talk us all out of this and kid really did knife his father, huh?
Of course, that's obviously the other outcome. There's only 2 outcomes.
Has anybody any idea how long it takes an elevator train going at medium speed to pass a given point?
What has that to do with anything?
How long? Take a guess.
I wouldn't have the slightest idea.
Who would know something like that?
I just finished painting an apartment that overlooked an L line.
Noisy.
Oh, brother.
Let's take 2 pieces of testimony and try to put them together.
Where is he going with this?
I'm going to kill you, body hitting the floor a split second later. Would have had to hear the boy make this statement with the yell roaring past his nose. It's not possible he could have heard it.
Holy shit! You need to be his fucking lawyer.
Bright sayings. Why don't you send them into a paper? They pay $3 a piece.
You say stuff like that to him again, and I'll lay you out.
Yo, shit. What the fuck? Finally, someone stand up to this fucking bully. God damn, it took them way too long.
Perhaps he made himself believe he heard those words and recognized the boy's face.
Fantastic story I've ever heard. How can you make up a thing like that?
I don't even need to hear all that shit. It's just the fact that the train went by. Like, that blew it out the water for me. It's still up in the air.
Well, he's much too bright for that.
Bright. He's a common ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
Doesn't even speak good English.
I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
Oh, shit.
You what?
Look, the kid had a lawyer, didn't he? He presented his case, not you. How come you got so much to say?
Court-appointed lawyer, not the same fucking thing.
He was captured by 2 detectives. Now, my question is, if he really had killed his father, why would he come back home 3 hours later?
It's a good question. Who the fuck would just stay there and wait to be caught?
She screamed. The boy certainly must have heard the scream. Don't think that he would have gone back.
In his state of panic, he may not have heard the scream. Perhaps it wasn't very loud.
Oh my God, this dude in his state of panic reasoning.
Maybe what we need is a little yelling in here. These guys keep going off every which way. Did hear the scream, didn't hear the scream. What difference does it make?
Look at these 3 guys. They got their coats off and they're all like sitting together that believe he's innocent.
Okay, I guess the fastest way is to find out who's voting not guilty. All those voting not guilty, please raise your hands.
Pardon? I vote not guilty.
Oh.
After each great revelation, only one person comes over. It's fucked. There's no way all 12 are going to consider this guy not guilty. These guys are putting up such great arguments and not even trying to hear it.
Where was the bedroom?
It was down the hall somewhere.
Don't you remember that?
No. Mr. Foreman, I'd like to see a diagram of the apartment.
You can get diagrams of the apartment?
Now, if the killer began running immediately.
But maybe he did.
You ought to be in Atlantic City at that hair splitters convention. Why don't you stop making smart remarks all the time?
Yeah, you gotta try to use humor and insults to try to counter these guys' sentiment.
Walked 43 feet, all in 15 seconds.
You can walk only very slowly. You have to help him into the witness chair.
For an old man who had a stroke, it is a long walk.
They had to help him into the courtroom. That is a long fucking walk.
Will you stand right there and mark the front door?
Speed it up. He walked twice as fast as that.
That's a lot longer than 15 seconds.
You're a sadist. You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
Oh! I didn't hear anything they said. I did not. Man, fuck.
That we are notified by mail, decide on the guilt or innocence of a man. We have nothing to gain or lose by a verdict.
And the dude said earlier, like, you know, what if we let a kid that actually killed his father go free? The whole point is to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. We don't accuse him because he might have done it and he'll be free.
Not guilty.
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 Not guilty.
Holy shit, it's 3-3.
Not guilty.
This architect is a phenomenal actor. He's great.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm the assistant head coach at the Andrew J. McCorkle High School. And anyway.
He's around kids close to the defendant's age, and he says he's guilty.
Calling me a public avenger, sadist, and everything. I mean, anyone in his right mind would blow a stack. You're just trying to bait me.
He did an excellent job.
He's like, oh no, I think he's guilty for my own reasons. You're a fucking idiot.
I'll take the testimony of the policeman who interrogated the boy right after the murder, when he couldn't remember a thing about the movies, great emotional stress or not.
I mean, that's understandable. If your dead dad is lying there and someone's asking you a question.
Who was in The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge?
Barbara Long, I think it was. Long, something like that.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
Oh, he's fucking sweating.
I'll give you a demonstration.
What's it all
Nobody's hurt.
Right, nobody hurt.
This is the way I'd stab a man.
He's a fucking psycho.
He'd never use it like this. He'd lose too much time switching hands.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I changed my vote to not guilty.
Oh my God. Make any excuse you want. You know he convinced you. That's what happened.
Not guilty.
Why?
I don't think he's guilty.
Want another vote?
And even the foreman says he doesn't care.
9.
So you gotta. Oh!
Raise your hands.
I was about to say, after that little spiel they just gave him, he can't act that way. And sure enough, 9.
That's the way they are, by nature. Violent. Where are you going? Human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us.
Because he's a vile person with warped, out of date, and wrong ideas of other people. No one wants anything to do with him.
His type, well, these people are dangerous.
Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Everyone got up and turned their back on him. Literally. This may be the standout scene of this entire movie so far. It says everything. Prejudice. That's what I meant, not racism. Prejudice.
She got a good look at the boy stabbing his father. This is unshakable testimony.
Well, that's the whole case.
What do you think?
It's looking through a train, a passing train. That's your main eyewitness testimony? Fuck no. No.
Your eyeglasses made those 2 deep impressions. The woman who testified that she saw the killing had those same marks, sides of her nose.
She didn't wear her glasses? Man, fuck this shit.
Ever see a woman who had to wear glasses and didn't want to because she thinks they spoil her looks? Do you wear glasses when you go to bed?
I don't. No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
He's already made up his mind. You can see it in his face like, oh my God, I was wrong.
Identify a person 60 feet away at night without glasses.
You can't send someone off to die on evidence like that.
Don't give me that.
Don't give me that?
You think he's guilty?
Whoa!
I think he's guilty.
This dude's been sitting in a fucking corner just listening, not talking. He heard the glasses shit. It was like, there's no fucking way. This dude needs to be a lawyer, not an architect, or he can do both.
Every single thing that took place in that courtroom says he's guilty. What do you think? I'm an idiot or something?
Yes, but that is beside the point right now.
You're not going to intimidate me. No, not guilty.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is he having a breakdown? It hurt you that much to say this kid didn't do it? Jeez, man. This isn't even a thing where good beat evil or good beat bad. We don't know what happened. But it's a point where reason and logic beat hate and prejudice and anger. Even after all this, I would not hate that guy. That other racist dude, old dude, I don't know. He might be too far gone. But this dude, I would tell him, please remember what happened here today. Think of all the stuff that wasn't brought up that we had to figure out for ourselves in here.
What's your name?
Davis.
My name's McCardle. Well, so long.
So long.
They didn't even know each other's names. The names didn't matter. Let me see each actor and their names. Everyone did such a great job too. Everyone. Jack Warden. That's Henry Fonda? That would explain why I know who he is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was 12 Angry Men. Now that I know the lead's name was Henry Fonda, I just want to say he is a colossal actor that played a colossal character who had colossal character. This film really made me think about how much charisma and just willing to stand on your own ground matters in something like jury duty. Like I said, I haven't done jury duty before. I'm pretty sure they're not all this intense, but on a capital murder case in the 40s or 50s, whenever this took place, before forensics, before DNA, before tests, before all that shit, those were the main tools that you had in trying to convince others. You know, there's countless people out there that said a verdict that they didn't believe because they didn't want to make it a hung jury, or they were afraid everyone would look at them because it wasn't anonymous, things like that. And you have to stand up for yourself. That's true toughness. It has nothing to do with anything physical. Toughness is being able to see things your way or do what you believe in the face of everything else and everyone else, because you truly believe that, not for any other reason other than it's what you think. I know the movie was called 12 Angry Men, and I don't know why it was called 12 Angry Men. I said earlier in the recap, I think it's because it's trying to make you think, what if these were 12 angry men deciding this fate? In and out, it wouldn't even have took 5 minutes. And that's really fucked when you think about it. And seeing how bad the defense was and the glasses and it's just so much obvious shit that we would see today was missed. The scene where they all turned their backs on Ed Bagley, it was the standout shot of the movie. There's just no place for any of that. Like, even the people who were on his side, no one co-signed it. And everyone stereotypes other people. Some people are racist and or just wouldn't prefer this race over that, their daughter to date this race. But the way this guy was talking, the dude's giving off serious white supremacy Klan vibes. And I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe was involved with them in some way, the way he was talking. And he was unapologetic about it. That's the scary part. But in the end, maybe he just saw how stupid he was looking and figured out, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna not talk. And to the point where at the end he said not guilty. And I think that was just because of the glasses argument, not because he was just thoroughly embarrassed. Who knows? Could have been a little bit of both. Now I kind of know how juries work. Just in the whole process, I've seen enough TV shows and movies where I know what the jury process is, but it is cool to see that this is kind of how it's always been, even back then. Nothing has changed too much from what people are telling me. And since there were no forensics and tech, cameras, stuff like that, that's why police reports and eyewitness accounts are everything. And physical evidence, like that, there's nothing else. And you have to give your argument, the defendant, but they don't have to speak. Like the guy said, it's in the Constitution. Everything else should speak for them. And it's truly a flawed system where you have to work on people's word and gut feeling, because people lie, people have ulterior motives. And it's not even just about prejudice and racism. There are gang members who get jury duty, and someone from a rival gang is on trial, and they don't disclose this information. And they do everything in their power to make sure this dude serves the full time because they're on jury duty. But on the flip side, I know a lot of people who use that to get out of jury duty. Some people will say, sir, your honor or lawyer, I'm an active gang member and he's in a rival gang. And if you put me on this jury, I will 100% be biased. And you'll get removed. I clearly got the theme of you have to give people a chance beyond reasonable doubt. If there's this many red flags, there's no fucking way you can go through with it, because then it's something personal. There's something wrong with you. This is the system we have. You may not like it, and it is definitely flawed, but you weren't even giving reason a chance. You weren't giving doubt a chance. I'm sure a lot of people, for their own reasons, won't give doubt a chance. And something like murder, they're gone. The only shot we got of the kid was real quick right before he went into deliberation. And they had the whole hearing already. We didn't hear anything. We just saw the judge tell the jury to go in and look in the kid's face. But we had to at least see what he looked like. They showed us more than enough to get this kid off. And the fact that they had to go through this, and this, they had to hit every box to get everyone. And that's the thing, you need everyone in order to clear somebody of capital murder. A movie that makes you think, a movie to talk about. Just like Network, I feel like I should have did a live recap to this, because it's something that it's a dialogue that would be better spoken back and forth directly right away, because there are things I may be confused on, because I'm curious about what your experiences on juries are and what people have done, and if you've noticed any people that were like this inside these juries. And of course, there's going to be two sides to it. There's also going to be people that are just ignoring the glaring obvious. Like, someone's just not going to convict someone because, like, well, he's black, so I'm not doing that to another black guy. You know, even though he's on camera killing somebody, he's like, nah, man, I'm gonna put a black dude in jail. I don't care if he murdered somebody, free him. You know, of course, there's going to be that, but that rarely works. No matter how much they scream free somebody, that dude is going to jail. So like I said, this is something I'd like to know your personal experiences on this as well. Henry Fonda, incredible actor. Sidney Plummet becoming one of my favorite directors. I'm just saying, any more movies? I would like to see more. If anything stood out to you in this movie, or there's anything I might have missed, please tell me about it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching my reaction. All I ask is that you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can also vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. You guys are the best. We're a family. You know that. That's it for me. Until next time, spread peace and love. I'm out.